Welcome to 805 Focus. I'm Dr. Cynder Sinclair with Nonprofit Connect, and we will be bringing you the latest on your favorite nonprofits. So get ready to be inspired as you watch TV Santa Barbara. Our special guest today is Natalie Sanderson, and Natalie is Executive Director of Casa del Herrero. Thanks for being with us, Natalie.
Thank you so much for inviting me, Cynder. It's a pleasure to be here with you today.
Welcome. And I have a feeling like we're going to be unwrapping this fabulous gift because I think a lot of people don't know very much about Casa del Herrero, even though you have been here for so long.
I completely agree. We are a hidden gem in Santa Barbara, although we are celebrating 100 years of a very unique George Washington Smith architectural gem.
Wow. And I took a tour, thank you very much, of Casa del Herrero not too long ago. I was so impressed.
Well, we loved having you. It's a gorgeous, beautiful estate. I love hosting people at the Casa. It was a pleasure to take you around the house and our magnificent gardens to show you the fountains, all of the wonderful artworks and artifacts, the tiles that have been preserved and we're continuing to preserve.
I was so impressed that here, you've been there 100 years. I mean, things sort of deteriorate or disintegrate or whatever, even if it's very well done, over 100 years. And so, but you are meticulously going through and restoring all of this.
Correct. Preservation and education is core to our mission. And although there are things that are in need of repair, we are actively restoring them and with great care and the most stringent conservation methods in terms of taking care of our historic tiles and all of the fabulous artworks, as well as the architectural structure itself.
How did Casa del Herrero get there? I mean, what's the sort of story behind it?
That's a great question. So it started out as a family home.
Okay.
It was George Fox Stedman and his wife, Carrie Howard Stedman of St. Louis, who decided to build a wonderful family home in Montecito.
Okay.
They chose the architect George Washington Smith. Now, George Washington Smith had built his own home on Middle Road in 1918. This caught the attention of Mr. Stedman and Mrs. Stedman when they had come to visit. And they elected to use the same architect, renowned for the Spanish Colonial Revival style. And it took a long time, about 4 years, back and forth between Mr. Stedman and Mr. Smith to realize the gem that we have today. And it was on the anniversary, actually the day of the earthquake, June 29th, 1925.
Oh,
we just celebrated that anniversary with a community event. And when the earthquake pummeled much of Santa Barbara, the Santa Barbara Mission, much of the buildings on State Street, all devastated, Casa del Herrero was untouched.
Oh, gosh.
Remarkably. Mr. Stedman was staying in town at the Santa Barbara Club, came to check on the house. And at that point, I think he decided, well, this was a good omen, and stopped sort of tweaking things for the time being, moved in, and Carrie and the daughters moved shortly after.
Gosh.
And then once he was there, as the sort of industrialist with the sort of discerning taste that he was, he continued to make adaptations. And even after George Washington Smith passed, Luda Maria Riggs, a remarkable architect, one of the first women architects to be licensed in California, and she studied at UC Berkeley. She took on the projects that she had been working on previously with George Washington Smith and built the beautiful library tower.
Oh, gosh.
Those collection of books that you saw at the Casa, as well as she helped to expand the workshop, which was 3 times the size once Mr. Stedman moved in full-time and pursued all of his interests. So He was the president of Curtis & Co. He's an engineer. He studied at Harvard University, 3 degrees, art, science, and engineering.
Wow.
And in his retirement at Casa del Herrero, he delved into his passions: silver making, woodworking, wine making, photography. This was not someone who was lazy at all.
No, it doesn't sound like it. No, and I think I've heard you say that he had quite the sense of humor.
Correct. Although we see in his portraits a very formal representation of Mr. Stedman and Mrs. Stedman, he had a very whimsical, I think, inner sort of artist that came out with the caricatures that you see around the house and in his silver work. And also you see a very loving relationship between him and his wife, because he didn't produce any of the artworks or crafts for commercial value.
Oh, okay.
It was all for gifts for his family. So for his wife, for his daughters, for his grandchildren, beautiful handmade gifts that we have in the collection and on view in the museum.
So, okay, so here they were living there. At what point then did it become, do you call it a museum? At what point did that
Yeah, that's
museum?
A very good question. It was his daughter, Medora, that really wanted, and the family. And it's important for me to say that we still have family members on our board who are active board members.
Isn't that
and involved.
Something?
Yes, it's incredible, and it's incredible to have that family legacy.
Yes.
It was his daughter, Medora, and with the family's blessings, that really wanted to open the property up to the public.
Okay.
And they actually shopped it around. They had tried to donate it to the City College, to Santa Barbara. And like other institutions in this town, same with Lotus Land, Ganawalska tried to donate that remarkable property. But it takes so much to steward and to preserve such a property that no one was really willing to take up the challenge. So they created a foundation, which is now a museum, and that opened to the public in 1995 with a lot of hard work and well wishes of the family.
Yeah. And so, it takes a lot of money for the maintenance and the upkeep and all the work that you're doing. And so I'm sure that you're a 501c3 nonprofit.
Correct, we are. So any donations that come to us are tax deductible to the full extent of the law.
And so a person could go on your website, for example. First we want them to come and take a tour, and then go on your website and hit the Donate Now button.
Yes, precisely. We would love that. We have a beautiful website, gorgeous photography by Matt Walla. There's on our website a Support Us tab, and you can donate directly on our website. It also has the most up-to-date events, which are another way to support us.
Oh, that's good.
Yes, we celebrate a holiday event. We celebrate Old Spanish Days.
Oh, wow.
Really special fiesta event with flamenco dancing, wonderful traditional Spanish tapas, and just a beautiful environment to really see the architecture in its most grand light.
That's so fabulous. So a person could go on your website and look at all these events and come to them. They could also probably sign up for a tour.
Correct. We have tours on Wednesday and Saturday at 10 o'clock and 2 o'clock.
Okay.
Our docents are fabulous. We are so grateful for our volunteers. Our docents are community members with so much knowledge.
Oh.
They're really wonderful. They come from all different backgrounds and experiences, and you really get a special deep dive with a docent tour. So I highly recommend that. Additionally, we have something called Creative Tuesdays. So every Tuesday, we welcome people to sign up at 10 o'clock or 2 o'clock, and you're just able to wander the garden at leisure on your own, a self-guided tour. You can bring a picnic.
Golly.
Yeah, you can make artwork if you'd like, journal. It's really a free space
That
for
is really
creatives.
nice.
Yeah. And this year, as well, as part of our centennial 100 years, we have a very special once-in-a-lifetime gala. And that is a very grand event and really going to help us preserve our fabulous architecture. We say preserving our past to protect our future.
Yes.
As part of our larger capital campaign, because we're working on really important infrastructural reinforcements.
I'm going to go on your website and find out when that is. That sounds like fun.
We would
so
love
now
to have you.
Folks just received a very important grant.
Thank you so much, Cynder.
That.
Yes, we received a Save America's Treasures grant from National Park Service. This is federal money that we've received in Santa Barbara, which is really remarkable. We are the first nonprofit outside of the California missions to receive the highest amount possible. Which is
congratulations.
Thank you so much. It's $750,000, which is remarkable for conservation.
Yeah.
And we're going to be restoring and conserving 10 fountains, bringing all of the tiles back to their original beauty. We're going to be restoring the gardener's tool shed, a greenhouse that is in much need of repair. It's over 100 years old. There's broken glass. We would love to host horticultural workshops in the future. Yeah. And once we restore this remarkable workspace, we'll be able to do that, in addition to the Lath House, which is another really special horticultural space.
So, and aren't you doing a matching invitation? Well, so I think I read also about your capital campaign, and so you're sort of tying all that together. You're trying to match the $750,000, and that's going to go toward doing all the work that you're talking about.
Correct. Thank you so much for making that distinction. Yes, the Save America's Treasures grant is part of our capital campaign, and it is a matching grant. So we're really looking to the community who treasures this beautiful national historic landmark to help us with that match. And we're nearly halfway there. We've had very generous supporters, and we're just working very hard to steward and to get the rest of those donations. We have 2 years to do it.
Oh, gosh.
Yes.
2 years left?
2 years left.
And you're halfway there through the 750.
Mm-hmm.
Great. Well, and the gala, you're hoping that's going to raise some.
Exactly.
Gosh, and I bet you people that are watching this interview, they're going to, first of all, go down there and take a tour. They're going to be so impressed and amazed. They're going to want to sign up for making a donation and maybe even volunteering. You never know.
Well, we would love that. And if anyone ever has any challenges making a donation or anything on our website, you're also welcome to just call me directly.
Oh,
my extension is 101. The phone number is online. And I always want to make things easy for our guests.
And so I know your title is executive director, and you are curator, is that right?
That's correct. So I was promoted from director of curation, and I'm continuing in that role as well at Casa del Herrero as the head of curation. And I have some wonderful collaborations that I would love to discuss with you in the curatorial realm. So this year we have partnered with the Architecture and Design Collection at UCSB to put on a wonderful exhibition called Defined by Design, Houses by Luda Maria Riggs. And this wonderful collaborative exhibition came out of Professor Volker Welter, a renowned architectural historian's seminar course. He taught a special seminar course which was titled Luda Maria Riggs, Casa del Herrero, and Beyond. And half of that course was taught at Casa del Herrero in our tile garage. And it was such a privilege to work with these students in a special seminar course with Professor Welter, and then to realize this exhibition, which really were their selections and coming out of their final projects from architectural drawings and designs, which are all housed within the Architecture and Design Collection at UCSB, as well as the Getty Museum and the Huntington.
Wow.
And we've gotten permissions from each of these institutions to show very beautiful reproductions of these wonderful architectural gems.
Gosh. And do I remember you're working with a UCSB intern, are you?
That's correct. I had a collections intern. Her name's Camila Morquette Enriquez. She's fabulous. She recently won a Museum Promise Award.
Oh, man.
In part for her participation in the internship program with me at Casa del Herrero. She digitized over 1,000 historical documents in our archives. So
Wow.
yes, incredible invoices, photography, documents that had never been preserved in this way. And now I have them digitally preserved. It's a way for us to be able to share with our docents and volunteers, as well as to ensure that we're protecting these very fragile materials.
That is just amazing. So, all right, so we have a couple of minutes left. Is there anything else you would like our audience to know about Casa del Herrero? I mean, it's so fascinating and amazing.
Well, thank you so much, and thank you for the opportunity to speak with you today and to invite our viewers to come out to Casa del Herrero. It really is a space of experience. I think you must come on a docent tour or one of our events to really see how wonderful this space is. We have an intact workshop that is unlike anything you'll ever see, as well as just beautiful gardens to enjoy. It's a space of serenity and beauty, as well as a space of community and conviviality. Mm-hmm. So we really welcome the community to join in these celebrations and educational programs that we're having as part of our centennial year.
Well, and I love it that you have you invite people to come there and bring their lunch or bring their painting or whatever it is they want to do there on certain days, right? And, and that's on your website too.
It is. And that's really within the mission as part of our educational mission. And it was Medora's wishes that this was be a space of education, of creativity, of inspiration. And we feel that we are really stewarding this space for the next generation. And our Creative Tuesdays are a way to also welcome younger visitors who might not be prepared for a docent guided tour. So from toddlers, to infants, it's a really great way to experience the garden.
Yeah, the gardens are so beautiful. And inside, oh my gosh, the library and even that, I don't know what you call it, but like a gardening shed or something like that. It's beautiful.
Yes, so the gardener's tool shed and the lath house. And, in terms of stories of the casa, one thing I'd like to mention, Jose Aguilera, he has been our head gardener and head of maintenance for 30 years. And just the other day...
30 years?
30 years. So he has seen so much transition, and he has been helping to preserve the casa. I really have to give him so much credit. When I started at the casa, I saw an inventory of historic tiles. As an art historian, as a preservationist, I had never seen a space with a stockhold of historic tiles. And that is really because of the stewardship of Jose. Oh. So I'm grateful to him. That's really going to help us as we embark on this very vital conservation project.
So it sounds like we all benefit from his labor of love.
We do. Yes. And when you say love, it's really, we are a small team who loves the casa. Yes. From our volunteers, from our board of directors, from our docents to our staff. There's just so much love for such a beautiful and a unique interdisciplinary museum, and we love sharing it with people. So from our community, our hometown, who really we welcome to see this space. We have such low visitorship because of our county use permit. However, we always want to welcome more people to come.
Good. Well, I'm hoping that a lot of people come knocking on your door, actually visiting your website, and making an appointment to come for a tour. and come to the gala and all the other things, the fiesta, all the other things that you do there throughout the year.
Thank you so much, Cynder. I hope so too. We would love to have the community celebrate with us for Old Spanish Days Fiesta
Yes.
and for our Centennial Gala, as well as at other more informal times.
Yep. Good. Well, thank you so much, Natalie, for all the great, amazing work you're doing there and for sharing it with us.
Thank you. It's a pleasure. I'm so grateful that you invited me to come to speak with you and your guests. I'm so glad that you had a chance to come to Casa del Herrero.
Yes, me too.
And we'd love to have you back.
Oh, right. Sign me up.
Wonderful.
And thank you for joining us on 805 Focus, and we'll see you next time.